this is going to be a short video about some words and phrases that we would consider to be rude in English, with some alternative ways to say the same thing. So let's get started. Impolite words and phrases to avoid. Number 1, give me. I realize this is an easy way to say something if you are just beginning to learn English. However, we do consider it to sound a little bit rude. So instead of give me the paper, you might say, can I have a piece of paper, please? Or may I borrow your pen, please? Number 2, I want blank. So for example, if you were at a restaurant, you should avoid saying, I want coffee. Instead, it would be polite to say, I would really like coffee, please. Or could I possibly get some coffee? Number 3, what? So instead of saying, what? If someone asks you a question or tells you something that you do not understand or did not hear, you should ask, could you repeat that, please? Or, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Number 4, no. Instead of saying no, try to phrase it in a kinder way. I'm sorry, that doesn't work for me. Or, I'm afraid I can't right now, but maybe another time. Many newcomers don't know that the word fat is considered offensive in English. However, most people will not be happy if you say to them, you are fat. Instead, just say nothing. The questions, why aren't you married? Or why don't you have children? Instead, just ask about them, the person that you're speaking to. What do you like to do for fun? Or you might say, oh, it sounds like you have a really interesting life. This can be a touchy subject, especially do you have children or why don't you have children? Because there are couples who very much want children, but for a biological reason are unable to have them. And so to have people asking them, why don't you have children? Why no babies yet? Can be very hurtful. How much money do you make? In Canada, this is typically not a question that we ask unless it's a very close friend or family member. Instead, just ask, what do you do? Which means, what is your job? Or you might say, do you enjoy your job? Number 8, if you see that someone is upset or sad, don't say, what's your problem? That sounds rude. Instead, you could say, oh, it looks like you are upset. What's wrong? Or, is there anything I can do to help you? If someone says something that you don't understand or don't agree with, you might hear people say, you're crazy. Some people find that very offensive. Instead, you might say, I don't agree with you, but it's okay to have different opinions. Or, I'm sorry, I don't understand what you mean. And the last one, you're old. Many people here are very sensitive when it comes to their age. So we don't usually ask how old people are, with the exception of children, teenagers who don't mind sharing that. But generally, we don't ask adults that, and we don't make the comment, "You're old." Instead, you might say, "Oh, you're really knowledgeable because you have a lot of experience." Or just don't make any comment at all. Okay, so just to quickly review, try to avoid these phrases. Give me a pen. It sounds quite rude, and you should try one of these instead. I want an appointment tomorrow. Again, sounds quite rude, and a receptionist in that case would be much more likely to respect you or try to meet your needs if you ask in a polite manner. What? Try to use these instead of simply saying, "What?" if you did not hear or don't understand. No. So if someone asks if you would like to join the school committee, but you are too busy, don't say no. You might try, "Oh, I'm sorry, it doesn't work for me right now." You're fat. Just don't use this. Discuss something else. Comment on their beautiful shirt or their wonderful ability to cook. Just don't make comments about people's weight. Asking, "Why don't you have children?" Try to avoid that because it may be a sensitive topic. And also, related to that and marriage, there are many people now who choose not to marry or have children. How much money do you make? We don't ask that question here. What's your problem? This is one that I find many newcomers ask, but it is considered quite rude and insensitive. You're crazy. People don't generally like to be told they're crazy. We would use this word more in a joking manner. So if a child is jumping on the bed and singing loudly, we might say, "Oh, you're being crazy," in a joking manner, but we wouldn't say it to another adult who has a different opinion or has said something that we don't understand. And "You're old." Again, with adults, we generally don't comment on age, so it's best just to avoid that comment altogether. I hope that has given you a few phrases that you can work on avoiding and replacing with more polite phrases. Thank you for watching. See you next time.